I am recording. Okay. So welcome to the Zoom, especially to the challengers who have probably never done this before. This is what we coaches do. We meet on Zoom pretty much weekly. And so this gives you a little sneak peek of what it's all about. It's really cool because you can see everybody, you can talk, you don't have to talk, you can cover your face up, you can change your photo if you're really not wanting to show your face that day. You can do a little chat. It's really cool. So today I want to go over the nutrition plan, and this is a good time to ask questions. Yes. Okay, I'll go through the chats in a minute. To ask questions in here, because I know everyone's got a lot of questions. In the coach test group that many of us are in, thankfully Autumn's been hopping in there and sharing really good answers to the questions because there's so many questions. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over, first of all, I want to go over the containers, especially if you're brand new to the containers, because you need to understand the containers. It is different from the 21-day fix, though, in some ways. Like, I don't want you to start thinking, I have so many containers in the 21-day fix, why do I get more in 80-day obsession? Because it's a different program. So I want to cover that. I'm going to go over your workout block because some people get confused about that block, and then your first meal and your second meal, third meal, fourth meal. I want to go over the time nutrition and how the containers work and what flexibility you do have. Believe it or not, there is a tiny bit of flexibility, but there's not a lot. And the pre-workout meal, that timed piece, a lot of people are freaking out about that. So I have good news for that. Number one, before I get started, and I'm speaking to myself too. I was talking to some other coaches that I have a morning text with about my coffee addiction. Okay, I seriously have a coffee addiction. All right, I love wine, but I've been 10 days without, I can give up wine. But coffee, oh my gosh, it is a problem. It's not the coffee, it's the dang cream. So I'm announcing it right now, I'm giving up cream. I'm giving it up. I might not even drink coffee because I don't like coffee without cream. And I drink the full fat, and I put probably a good amount in there. So I'm announcing it right now. No cream for me because I'm going all in. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm going all in. And this is something that Autumn has said. She said, if you want amazing results like those photos you've seen, you got to go all in. No excuses. No like, well, I'm just going to have this cheat. This test group that we're doing for our Be Obsessed group, we're considering this like a customer test group, meaning you guys are in it because you're seriously looking for some results. Now, if you choose to kind of alter some things, that's fine, but you have to understand you won't maximize your results. And that's just your choice. And yes, no cream. I need some accountability for that, seriously. It's a serious addiction. Anyway, so I'm with you. Like, I am right with you. There's going to be things that are really challenging for me. I'm sorry if I get disrupted because the puppy is just waking up. So there's going to be things that are going to be hard. You need to expect it. You need to be willing to change and be flexible about everything because we're all looking to change, and be the best, like get in some fantastic shape, and some of us already are in fantastic shape and are just looking to maximize your results or get that six pack or lift the booty. Like, I'm looking for all of the above. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind that you're all in. All right. That said, I'm going to move on. I have kind of an agenda of things that I want to share with you. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go over a few things with you. I know a lot of you have done 21-day fix before, but I still want to cover the containers because some of you are new to this. Sorry, you're seeing my ads. Okay. So you all have containers. You've received them in the mail or you've had them from before. So make sure that you understand what goes in these containers. I pulled this up from my Beachbody On Demand. I went on our 21-day fix and program materials, and you can find and print this out so that you know what goes in your containers. Here's a little tip for you that has worked for me when I go all in on a program. I keep my meal plans super simple. Now there's been a lot of people posting meal plans, which I super appreciate. And I love it. And I'm hoping there's a way like I can grab those meal plans and maybe put it in like a saved file so that people can access it. But keep your meal plans super simple. Simpler the better, because when you start making complicated recipes, like it's hard to manage like what containers and what. And you'll find that sometimes eating simpler really makes life a lot easier anyway. I'm a pretty simple eater as it is. So that's not too challenging for me. So like when dinners are red, a green, and a yellow, like seriously eat a piece of chicken, some asparagus, and maybe you're gonna have some brown rice with it. Like keep it super simple. Don't make some I don't know. That's just my suggestion. So make sure you understand the food list and what goes in those containers. I don't have the container sitting with me right now, but as you know, put the, when it says, I'm looking at the green container, kale, shove the kale into the green container as tight as you can, pour it on your plate. That's how I do it. Purple container, same thing. Put it in your container. Do not eyeball it because you will struggle with gains and losses. Gains meaning muscle gains, losses mean fat loss. Okay, you're going to struggle with that because I've done this before where I eyeballed it and I get 0 results. You need to measure it out because we're being strict this time, okay? Now, some things like hard-boiled eggs or whatever, it's 2 eggs is a red. Some things you're not going to measure out, but just take a look at this and make sure you understand how it works, okay? And the 21-day fixed meal plan is in here, but we're not following this meal plan, okay? But it does explain the containers a little bit more thoroughly if you want to open that up. Okay, so let's go to 80-day obsession. So any questions about that? Has anyone asked questions? I see there's a chat. Okay, let me see. Yes, there are a few changes in the food plan with 80-day obsession. No turkey bake. Yes, thank you. So there's some things you just need to make sure you research and understand. But generally speaking, those are the containers. Okay, so I'm going to go to 80-day obsession and where you can find it. If you haven't looked at all, I know most of you have. Here's our workout list, which we don't have yet. That's going to be released on Sunday. And we're going to have, if you don't know this, it's 80 different workouts. It is not a program like 21 Day Fix where you repeat the same workout every Monday. This is 80 different workouts. This is why this is an incredible program, and this is why we don't have DVDs for it, because they're not going to send out 80 DVDs. Beachbody pretty much is going to be done with DVDs anyway. I believe that they already are, but this is part of the reason for this particular one. But if you go under program materials, you'll see the starter guide, which is where you're going to figure out what meal plan you go under. So I'm going to open up this, and it just kind of goes over some of those things. You need to make sure you do your measurements this weekend. Absolutely needs to happen. I posted like a Excel spreadsheet that Donna, who's one of the coaches, Donna Duck did, which is really cool, and use it for your own like progress. I know I'm going to use it, but make sure, and this explains how to measure yourself. You need to calculate your calorie target. So make sure you put all of this in. Even if you're like 1 pound away from going to bracket A or going to bracket B from C, whatever it is, stay in the bracket that you're in. And some people even suggest going 1 up just because these workouts are going to be tough and they're long and you're going to be tired. So I'm not going to, so I don't know what the word is, but I'm not going to lie to you about that. It's going to be tough. I've only done one 80-day obsession workout and it was hard as hell. And I was sore and it was amazing. Okay. So be ready for it. Modify whatever you need to modify. There's no shame in your game. You do what you can do. Okay. So just putting that out there. So make sure you calculate that out and that will determine your eating plan. Okay. So let's go to the eating plan. I'm just going to show you just because it's the one I had up. Did I have it up? I have it up right here. Okay. Eating plan A. So I'm going to go over. So oh no, this is plan B. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So it's got all this. So this tells you exactly how many greens, how many purples, how many reds, but you really don't even have to count because Autumn maps out exactly when you have each container, which is cool. I love it. For me, I'm like weird like that. Before I go into that, I want to talk about the workout block because this is confusing for some people. This workout block is a block that can be shifted to any part of your day. Many of us are morning workout people, but some of us are not. Some of us work out at night. So for example, let's say you work out at noon. I'm just going to say noon. There's not many noon workout people, but because most of us work. But what you would do is you would start with meal option, one of your meals, okay? One of the other timed meals. There's meal option 1, 2, 3. I guess there's only 3 meals. And you would start with one of those. And then depending on where your workout block is, you make sure it's timed out 2 to 3 hours. Then you would have your pre-workout meal, your your Energize, whatever, and then your post-workout supplement, and then your post-workout meal. And then 2 hours after that is when you'd have your second meal and your third meal. Okay? And same thing at night. If you work out late at night, you're going to have your first 3 meals before your workout block. Your workout block stays together. Okay? Your pre-workout meal, those containers need to be as such. It needs to be a green, red, yellow, or whatever it says for your particular plan. For plan B, it says green, red, yellow. I don't know if you can see my arrow. This green, red, yellow. It has to, you cannot move this yellow out and say, I'm going to have my yellow after with my post-workout supplement. Nope, it needs to stay with your pre-workout meal. Okay, it needs to stay in this order. However, what I am going to say is that these timed meals do not need to stay in a particular order. You could have meal option 3 first, then meal option 1, and then meal option 2. What cannot be switched around is these containers. They need to stay in these blocks. They need to stay together, okay? So if you move meal option 3, those 4, that green, red, yellow, orange, and spoon need to be moved together, okay? You can't move this red up here and have 2 reds, a purple, and a spoon, okay? So it's not like the 21-day fix where it's super flexible. Basically, when you eat your containers whenever, you have to keep them in these blocks. Does that make sense, everyone, as far as that piece, the meal options? So you can switch those around a little bit. Just make sure that you're eating them every 3 hours. So that's the flexibility there. The workout block. One question people have had that is making everyone crazy. Hold on, let me see. I see there's a chat. Sometimes it doesn't show. Okay, I feel there's little instructions on which bands you should be using for which exercise. Yes, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And then do you know if these will be downloadable? What do you mean, Stephanie? Like, so you can edit it, or I'm not sure what you're saying.
You know how now on BOD we can download to our phones or whatever?
Oh, good question.
I don't know with these, if they're going to, because there's so many of them. But you know, you can download a certain number so you always have those workouts, like if you want to save them to an iPad or whatever. I didn't know with this one if they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll see if I can find out. Okay, so I'll get back to the band issue in a minute, Anthony. Okay, so to the pre-workout meal, everyone is freaking out about this, especially our early, and I was too, because I work out early as crap. And I know many of you do too, and it's like, if you work out at 5, like you're gonna get up at 3:30 and eat. Like, that's crazy. Okay, this is what Autumn said about this. She said you don't have to eat an hour to an hour and a half beforehand. She only put that in there because a lot of people have a hard time digesting food. Now, if you're working out early in the morning, likely your stomach's pretty empty and you're not going to be working out on a full stomach. It's not a ton of food, quite frankly. Like, what I'm making is basically breakfast burritos. I'm having just scrambled eggs and bell pepper with olive oil wrapped in like a wrap. That's what I'm eating for my pre-workout meal. And I have them pre-made. I pop it in the oven and it takes me 2 minutes to eat. I'm not super full. She said you literally can eat 1 minute before you work out. It's just, you have to listen to your body if you're going to be too full. Now, I know some of you were saying like, I just can't eat before I work out. So what I'm going to say about this is, you want to get really good results. Like, I'm just going to trust Autumn. She took a full year to develop this program and the meal plans. And I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And so if you choose to not have the pre-workout meal, like, I'm sure you'll have pretty good results. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've never done the program before. I just want to encourage you to try it. Try doing it and see what happens. If you're just like super nauseous and can't handle it, I guess you're going to have to bump it later. But those three containers or whatever it is for that pre-workout meal need to stay together, and you still need to eat them. You can't skip out on it. The other thing is that the workouts are incredibly hard. You need to have some energy. If you're waking up at 4:30 to work out, like you have fasted for a long time, and you need to have some energy for the workout, because it's going to be hard to do it without having a little bit of something in your stomach, specifically what she tells us to eat. So that's what I have to say about that. And that's a little tough love for me too, especially. That's actually not hard for me. What's going to be hard for me is the ding coffee, but that's another story. Yeah, I mean, as far as what you eat, you have to figure out what's going to work for your body. For some people, I'm hearing that eggs can be hard to digest. You have to listen to your own body. The other option that I've done for my pre-workout meal is I've done like an overnight oatmeal. And what I put in it is I put oatmeal, almond milk, which is a spoon, unsweetened almond milk. So I did a yellow of oatmeal. I did the unsweetened almond milk, that counts as a spoon. And I put a red of Greek yogurt. And then I used squash, which counts as a green. That's another option. Like that, you can make the whole week's worth and just grab it and eat it. Maybe you need 15 minutes before you work out or whatever. Now there's another question that was brought up for people that take thyroid medicine. You have to wait to eat or something. That's a different story. You obviously have to follow your medication regimen and do what you need to do for that. So make accommodations as you need to. Obviously, that's more important than you getting that meal in right away. But, you might just have a shake prepared. You could also do a shake. I mean, you can do, you totally can do a shake. You can do a red for your Shakeology, green. You can throw some greens in your shake. You can do almond milk with the spoon, and then a yellow could be a little bit of oatmeal or something. Totally up to you. So just some thoughts for you guys on that. So let's see here. Those were the top things I wanted to cover. What questions do you guys all have about any of the things that I've said? Oh, I was going to answer the bands issue. Let me see here. Let me read what people have said in here. Okay, I'm just going to go down from the questions in the chat. There are very little instructions on which bands you should be using for which exercise. In the video, she'll tell you, and there is smaller bands and there's big bands. The big bands basically are for bigger people, that's all. It's just sizing. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a waste of bands because I don't think I'll ever use the bigger ones, but that's what it's for. And then the blue are obviously tighter. The green are the middle ones, and the yellow are a little bit stretchier. And for different exercises, she'll kind of guide you in that. They will roll a little bit. You kind of get used to them. I don't think they're too difficult, but I know some of you have already done a little obsessed, so you're probably already getting some, getting used to it and things like that. So during the workouts, she'll have them available, or she'll talk about those. Let's see. Okay, Kay says, like she said in her video that you post. Thank you for posting that, by the way, Kay. That was awesome. Your results will vary if you vary your nutrition. Absolutely. So trust her, trust Autumn. Autumn is very smart. This is her passion. She does this, like she spends a lot of time on this. She knows what she's talking about. So I'm just going to trust the process. That's kind of going to be my motto. Trust the process. Even if like a morning I'm not hungry, I'm going to eat it anyway. But I think we will, once we get going, our metabolisms are going to be kicking. You will be hungry. You're going to be hungry if you listen to the meal plan and you drink your water. No cheating. If you don't cheat, you're going to be hungry when it's time to eat. Even though I find that this meal plan, there's a lot of food, which I love because I love to eat. You can also switch meal one for your pre-workout meal. Absolutely. I forgot to mention that. You are correct. You can switch your meal, but you can't mix match what's in the meals. Okay. So that's a good point. So with any of the meals, remember, you can move them, but you can't mix match the containers. The workout block needs to generally stay as it is, though, that you need to eat before your workout and after your workout. And if you did order Energize and Recovery, yay for you, because that's going to help you tremendously. The Energize is going to maximize your workout which means you're going to get better results from the workout. The recovery is going to help your muscles recover from the workout, and it's got a good amount of protein in it, and it's delicious. Both the orange and the chocolate are both super yummy. The chocolate's like chocolate milk, and the orange, I'd say it's similar tasting to a Julius, Orange Julius. If you guys ever had one of those, are really good. Let's see. Even if you can eat and work out right away, what about Energize? Just chug it down too. Yeah, honestly, for me, sometimes I'll have drank some of it and then I'm drinking it during my workout. I mean, you just do the best you can. She says ideally do it 30 minutes beforehand. By the time, if you have it right away in the morning, by the time you get dressed and brush your teeth and stuff, you're just going to have to kind of time it out and figure it out what's going to work for you. Sarah, you're going to take are you going to wake up and take it and then go back to bed? All right. Yeah, with the thyroid stuff, I'm not a doctor, but you need to follow
I am. Well, yeah, I am. I'm going to set an alarm. I have to wait an hour before I eat anything after that thyroid medicine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'll just wake up, take it, and maybe stay up in my dream world.
That's early, girl.
That means I have to go to bed. I have to go to bed early. I drink my Energize during my workout too.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Because I fill this up with my Shakeology cup, and I put 1 scoop of Energize. Like, that's the ratio I like. I know some people like it a lot yellow, much more yellow. So you could chug it in a small glass of water if you want. But yeah, I usually end up drinking some of it during my workout. Yeah, no, ideally it is better to drink it beforehand, as Stephanie says here. Yeah, I mean, if you let's say you work out at 5, I would maybe even have it ready by your bedside. Just have it in a sealed container, have it ready, wake up, drink it, wash your face, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, get changed. By the time you get ready to work out, it's going to be about 5 anyway. And that would also be the time you cram down your breakfast. For me, I'm going to be working out at 5:30. I wake up at 4:30 anyway, so I'm going to do that all at 4:30. That just works for me. That's the time I wake up anyway. So, and yes, each phase you'll recalculate your food bracket. Yes, thank you, Stephanie. So there are 3 phases to the workout. Each phase is roughly a month, and they will progressively get more difficult. There is on Sundays, one thing I did want to mention is our rest day. So let me show you guys that real quick. Not the starter guide, that's not what I'm looking for. I have to X that out. If you scroll down, make sure your rest day meal plan. You don't need Energize on your rest day. I mean, if you really love it, go ahead and have it, but you don't need to have recovery on your rest day. But you need to follow these but here's the deal, is you could have meal option 4 as your first meal of the day, then meal option 2 as your second meal of the day, and your meal option 5. Just don't mix and match, just like we talked about before. And just keep, every 2 to 3 hours. And drink a lot of water, guys. I don't know why my throat just all of a sudden did that. All right, I'm going to show my face because I don't think I have to show you guys anything else. I want to read the chats though. Okay, so we got down in Energize, takes 25 to, also they recommend Energize and Recovery, but what about Hydrate? Should we be buying Hydrate too? That is completely up to you. Hydrate is like the healthy version of Gatorade. It like replenishes the electrolytes. Gatorade is horrible for you, don't drink it, okay? Just saying. But Hydrate is a really healthy version of like Gatorade. It's recommended, but I'm not going to drink it during because I just didn't buy it. I have had it before. It's very good. It's tasty. It does feel super refreshing. So that's up to you. I think that's up to you. I don't know what other coaches are doing, but yes, orange creamsicle and fudgesicle. That's what Nate says. Yes, that's what it tastes like. Are any options to replace the performance products? No. if we're following the program as such, we follow the program that she has said. If you're not doing the performance line, and any other coaches, please pipe in here. I don't know. I would say don't replace it with a cheap version of it. I mean, that's just my own opinion because there's nothing like our performance line.
I would agree with that. You just don't know what you're putting in, like what you're putting in, you compared or how it compares to the performance line.
Yeah, I'm a part of Beachbody because I believe 100% in the products. Like they are the best on the market. And yeah, we pay for it, but it is the best. And because we're not eating all the garbage chemicals that, quite frankly, you'll get at GNC and Sam's Club and Meijer and all the crap that they sell, I'm sorry, are not good for you. Now, I'm not saying there's not other quality products on the market. I'm sure there are, but I guess that would have to be a personal decision, you know, but I would say if you're not doing the performance line, just don't do anything. Just don't replace it with anything. Obviously drink water. That's just my own opinion. Didn't mention hydrate is part of the package what I bought, so kind of frustrating because I didn't buy it. Yeah. I wish the hydrate was part of the package as well. Did the suggestion get addressed about coaches following ABC? What do you mean about that? Addressed about coaches following ABC. The meal plans, is that what you're referring to? Let's see who wrote that. Nicole. Meal plan ABC. I guess I'm not sure what you're asking. You have to make sure you calculate in the starter guide what meal plan you fall in, and then each phase you'll go in there and recalculate again because likely you're going to lose. Well, some of you might gain weight if you're truly, you know, in great shape right now. You're going to gain weight from the muscle, but anyway, you recalculate after each phase. So you'll just have to go in and look at your meal plan, make sure you understand those. There will be some sample meal plans that will provide, and there's already been some provided. I was kind of playing around with one today, but again, I'm keeping it super simple. And depending on which meal plan you're on, you're going to have more containers or less containers because it's all dependent on your weight and your height and your gender and your activity level, which our activity level is going to be high because of our workouts. But you know, so you just kind of have to be aware of that and take a look at the meal plans there because they have all of them mapped out for you in the, I hope I answered that question right. Okay, coffee. No, coffee you can drink. You just can't put cream in it. So if you want coffee, you got to drink it black or just with stevia. And for me, I don't know. I'm just not a coffee. You can drink black coffee is what I'm saying. So that's up to you. Someone had suggested that. Yes. Okay. What about tweaking the meal plan for those who work out at night? All you have to do is move the workout block to nighttime. That's it. You don't even have to tweak the meal plan. So, for example, you would have meal plan. You'd have your meal option 1, 2, and 3 during the day. And then you'd have your pre-workout meal. Let's say you work out at 7 o'clock, have your pre-workout meal at 6 o'clock or 5:30, do your workout, and then have your post-workout meal after it. You'll be eating at like 9 o'clock at night, but that's okay. Autumn says that's okay. Don't worry about eating late at night as long as you're getting your containers in and you're following the meal plan. That workout block is adjustable. You move it up and down any part of the day. That pre-workout meal and the post-workout meal need to be before and after your workout. So whatever your workout is, that's when you eat that. So you just kind of shift that around. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm losing. Oops. Sorry, I've lost where I'm next in the line. Okay, coffee, meal plan. Okay, here we go. Meal plan ABC. Since recovery is typically a protein, I'm wondering if those who don't drink it will be hungry earlier than if they drink it. Yeah. Yeah, because recovery fills me. It feels like a shake to me. That's a good point. I'm not sure if you're not doing I don't know if any other coaches have insight on this. If you're not doing the performance line, I wonder if you need to have a protein at that point in the day. I need to look into that. That I don't have the answer to. So I can look into that and post it in the group. But yeah, you'll probably be hungrier, I'm guessing. Black coffee is a gift of God's, yay. Maybe I'll become a black coffee drinker. I'm going to try it, but I don't know. Okay, the meal plan I posted is for, why is my thing, oh man, my computer's being goofy. The meal plan I posted for meal plan B, sorry, with workout block in the AM and swapping pre-workout meal with meal option 1. Is that Missy on the iPhone? That's probably Missy. Yes, so you have to make sure that if there's a meal plan posted, make sure you know which option it is and you just have to add accordingly. All right, so my real question is now, did the suggestion about coaches splitting up who is doing early morning workouts, midday workouts, and evening?
Can I explain what I mean?
Yes, because I don't understand.
So someone had made the suggestion that if coaches are doing early morning blocks for their workout, or if they're doing midday, that we have little subgroups so that we can kind of talk to or figure out who to go to with questions.
Oh, like a subgroup within our big group.
Right.
That's a really good idea. Like in a messenger thread, are you thinking? Or
Could be.
that's
I
a
don't
really
know.
good thought.
Yeah.
Or we could have a post that is specific for, I like that. That's a good idea. We'll put our heads together on that. I like that. Okay, that's a good idea. I'll have to talk to the other coaches that are running this with me. Okay, cool. I like that idea. Will you be sending us a meal plan like you did for the 21-day fix? Like what to cook for each meal and the recipe? Yes, something of the sorts, but it's going to be super duper simple because I'm not going to make crazy meals. But there has been a couple of meal plans posted already as well. And like I said, I'm going to put it in like a separate, I'll kind of combine them all together so we have a reference list of places to go for it. So yes, sorry, driving home from church. I'm glad you hopped on. On page 11, there's a nutrition plan without performance. Not sure if that will help with the question. Oh, okay, awesome. Thanks for pointing that out. So page 11, everyone. I'm not sure which A, B, C, or D, which plan that is from, but I will pull that up and make sure that's answered. I'm curious about the late night meals for anyone that is not youngish, healthy about the late night. Why is my thing going? Healthy about the late night 9 p.m. or later meal. They didn't mention from a health and wellness standpoint, you should wait at least 2 hours before going to bed. Autumn said, don't worry about that. That's what she said. She said, don't worry about it. If you have a late night workout, you have to replenish your body with the post-workout meal. So if you're working out at 9, you're going to eat at 10:30. That's what she said. You're not going to be that full, honestly, though, because I don't feel like the meals are that big. That's just my perspective, but, oh, meal plan B, thanks. Trust the process, yes, yep. Okay, so the one thing we want to look into is the performance line for people who are not doing performance line. So what I'm going to do is any further, okay, I'm going to download this recording and post it in Be Obsessed. And then any other questions, let's put it under there. And then one of us coaches will find the answers, especially the one with, I think that was Roxanne that posted that there is an answer to if you're not doing the performance line. So I'll make sure to access that and post it under that thread. And then any other questions we can do there too. And yes, we need to trust the process. I know we can do this. I think that's going to be, I think it'll be not that hard once we get going. I think it's just changing our mindset about how we eat. And I feel like if we try it and do it and see how it goes first before we judge it and think like, oh, I can't do that. You know, but I think you guys are all on board. I really feel like we all have a good mentality about this. It's just questions along the way. I think we will sort a lot of it out. And I really want to use our Be Obsessed group as, I know it is intimidating. It's intimidating to us too. But I think once we get going, it's going to build our confidence too, because we are doing something that's challenging to us. And when you do something that's challenging and you meet that expectation, how much that builds you up is incredible. And it really is going to be a growing process for us, and it's going to be fun. But I also want to use our group too, because there's going to be times where, probably a lot of times, where we're like, stressed out day, I want to have a glass of wine. We need to reach out to each other. Don't go for the glass of wine. Reach out to someone in the group. Maybe it's a friend in the group. Maybe you post in the group and you're going to get some support that way. Go for a walk, do something different. I know I'm going to have those days where I'm tired and stressed and I want to come home and eat some carbs, and it's just not going to be good. So yes, there's less than a minute left. So thank you guys for hopping on. I'll make sure to post this and Be Obsessed. Other questions we'll put in that thread, and one of us coaches will respond to them. We will do our best to answer all of them and make sure we're transparent. But I'm so excited. So be on the lookout. There'll be more posts as we get closer to the group. All right, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. Have a good night.